brought up for any kind of review or criminal cases or anything, now the federal won't take it over.
But,
The local police don't take it over.
You're going to have some people out there that's going to be very petty, very vindictive. He pulled me over and he shouldn't have pulled me over. You're going to have that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, if we're going to fund, if we can afford to fund a lawsuit or we can afford to fund a defense, then we should be able to afford to fund the very best of body cameras. Mm-hmm. So we can at least have an accurate. And if that body camera goes off while you on duty, you should be fired.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
If your battery running low, you better get on the horn and call your sergeant and tell them to get you a battery out there.
Right.
Because if something go wrong with it, it's still on you.
That's your word. That's what I'm yanking off.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a criminal on that tape, whether you're a cop or not, you need to leave without your badge, without your shield.
But you know what?
Now your ass going to jail just like anybody else.
I'm playing both sides because as blacks, if you're doing something wrong and somebody's telling you, hey, stop doing it, it could be a police, it can be whatever. Be man enough, or woman enough to say, okay, I'm doing something wrong. Let me respect that and let me move on.
Yeah.
I just like yesterday. I'm putting a perfect example. Black guy getting his hustle on, don't have no problem with it. Goes in the dumpster. They had ripped out some old iron or steel pipes out the building, right? They put it in the dumpster.
More like it was copper.
So he got his trailer backed up. 2 black boys, 1 black guy. They load the trailer up. We get a call. Hey, they can't take the stuff out the dumpster. We're not allowing that.
It's trash.
Hey, they put it in the dumpster.
Free game.
It's the hospital property. Ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't dictate what can be taken and what can't be taken.
Right.
So what I do, I tell one officer to go out there. I hear the back cussing in the background. Nah. Think you need to come out. So I go out there. They see my big black ass out there. He's staring. He looking at me like, okay. He goes completely off. I said, look, dude. It's their dumpster. Their property. You can't come on property taking something away. You just can't do it. Respect that. But he wailing out, acting fool, fuck me, man, blah. And I'm looking at him, and I got 2 white guys with me. And I'm looking at him like, this is why things get blown out of proportion. Because you feel like you're trying to intimidate me by being verbal and all this physical stuff, and it's going to change the outcome. It's not going to change the outcome. And at the end of the day, after I get finished talking to him, he cussed me out, that's fine. He still went away with the damn shit on the back of his trailer. So I'm like, what the fuck you arguing for? You still got the, I ain't tell you to take the shit off the trailer and put it back.
You just couldn't get them all out the
But as blacks, why do we feel like because someone of authority come and tell us something, hey, you can't do that, you need to leave.
Working for the man and
I'm working for the man, I'm a backstabber, blah, blah, blah. Because I ain't letting you do what you want to do. It ain't that point. Because if I would, it's like if I was to come to your house.
It has to be ordered.
It has to be ordered. It has to come from both sides, though.
Okay, now also this. When you pulled up, why wasn't you intimidated by that individual? Or them 3 individuals? You said it was 2 black boys and 1 black man. Mm-hmm. Why wasn't you intimidated by it? But you got 2 other little white officers, whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's 8, 9, 10 of them.
But see the thing.
Why wasn't one of you intimidated by them 3 individuals
but see, that's
versus them 2 that was still intimidated by them 3?
But see, the way society is now, they didn't want to deal with it no more. Because if they dealt with it, guess what?
It turned to a race.
It turned to a race thing. And fuck around, shots fired. Why? Because one, as the black male, should have had common sense to say, okay, cool, can we just go and clean this up what we got, and can we keep what we got,
gone.
and I'm gone. You don't have to worry about it.
That would have been sensible.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. Take yourself out of the equation. Do not act a monkey thinking it's going to make you get your way.
I agree.
It doesn't work like that, because if it worked like that, this world will be a whole.
It'll be a whole different.
But so as blacks, that's what I'm talking about. If it's not in your favor, accept that and move the fuck on. Don't cause something that don't need to be caused in the first place.
True. Right. So with the police department being defunded now, just play devil's advocate, do you think they'll be more lenient on letting stuff happen because, well, hell, my paycheck getting cut is short?
Nope.
What I got to do?
Nope. You know what's going to happen? What you're going to have happen is police not going to do shit. They just going to show up to work, drive around, unless they actually see a felony, then you can be running down the street with a fucking TV in your hand. You know, like, you just run down the street with a TV in your hand. I don't know if he stole it or not. I don't know what he's doing with it. Anyway, I ain't get a call. That's what you're going to have. And what you're going to have is lawlessness. When lawlessness becomes civil unrest, and when civil unrest becomes chaotic, because what you're going to do is get people to the point where they got to think they got to police themselves. And what that happens is what? Everybody going to carry a gun. And whatever they consider a crime, would be justifiable to them because, hey, I'm enforcing my laws. You come in my yard, I don't know you, pow. He could just be getting the ball out of the yard. They were playing catch in the street.
But it's just like everything.
I put it like this: it's a movie out, and if anybody get a chance to see it, it's called "Let This Mother Burn." It's about the Rodney King riots and 1967 riots, and Watts. 68 Watts.
68 Watts.
How the police in Los Angeles directed and handled the riots that was going on. And I mean, understand, like he was saying, that you have blacks with a cause, and then you have blacks without a cause, and then they take that opportunity to wreak havoc. As blacks, and those are the ones that make us really lose our cause, because if you go out there acting a fool, trying to burn, loot, you take away from the cause itself, because then everybody reflects to the damage, to the crimes itself, and it takes away from the cause. You're not adding nothing to the cause. You're taking away from the cause, because now everybody's reflecting on, just like on the news when we was watching all the protests. Yeah, they'll focus on the march, focus on the signs, the singing, the everything else. But what's the breaking news? Bam! A store just got broken in.
Burned down Gucci.
It's on fire.
Down on P Street.
It takes away. It automatically takes away from the real cause, and now this is what you get. This is what you get when you know how.
I had a debate with a young brother, and that was my stance. You know what I mean? You don't need to be burning this up. You don't need to be breaking this up. And he says to me, y'all marched. Y'all sit in. All that before me. We are going to paint the city red. They got to understand, when there's some injustice, we going to burn the courthouse down. Mm-hmm. We going to burn down the police station. They're going to get tired. It's their money. Mm-hmm. That's his take on it. Mm-hmm. For me, like I said, all we got to do is police the police a little bit better. I watched a video with Dick Gregory, and Dick Gregory said, reward officers that do well. What does that mean? Say, for instance, you're an officer and you got kids. Mm-hmm. The city gonna send your kids to school until you start fucking up. So you got to give a police officer something more to love. He love his kids more than he hate me. Mm-hmm. So he gonna do his job. He don't want that footage of him mistreating me, getting back to his superior. Because he might lose that job. And if he lose that job, he might lose that scholarship for baby girl that he can't pay to go to college for. So you know what I mean?
So you're talking about getting the
we got
incentive,
we got to give them a
getting
incentive
motivation
to do right, to make that job more desirable. Let's be real. I call a police officer and tell them it's an armed gunman in my house. They're coming with full force. They're telling me to step aside, hide, do whatever. We're going to come handle that.
Right.
That's a serious job. Their job is dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Their job is dangerous.
Dealing
And
with
here's
the
the
public
deal.
is
Here's the
dangerous,
deal. Here's the
period.
deal. Most of these cops, let's be real, they got to take side jobs to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well,
They
that's
got
for
to-
some of them, because some of them just got to keep up that way of living.
I mean-
and that's where crime kicks in. So I mean, it's like one we always got to understand. Police officers are human too, just like anything else.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. They when you become a police officer, you're not a demigod or this unrealistic individual. They just above everybody else. Police officers are human, just as well as Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah.
But police officers got to understand that they're not above the law also, and they got to. I understand it's a hard job dealing with the public. I understand. Trust me, I do. But people do not make it easy at all.
And that's another. That's a whole other thing.
But I think retirement for a police officer should come a little bit earlier too, because that's a job that wears on you. You do get rough around the edges, and you may come in with a good heart, but 10 to 15 years down the line, or even 20 years down the line, trust me, don't that's rough, smooth edge you had, that shit come jagged as hell, because you have a whole different outlook of people. Your view of people becomes strained, and it becomes bitter. You do lose some of your compassion at times when you're dealing with people, because dealing with people can change who you are so much that some police officers do get bitter. Or they, oh, fuck him, he just an old drunk. He can just be an old man that had a seizure or something.
But that's when it becomes just a job. And if it's just a job, again, superior's going to have to understand. Man, I've had X amount of complaints on him. He's been recorded saying this. I got him on body cam saying the N-word, this, that, and that. Why keep that officer around? And that's part of the problem. We recycle officers. Not only that, you can find that officer. He can go 2 towns over and get a job.
And get another
But
job.
I think they overlook a lot of this stuff, because, like now, recruitment is down. It's hard to to find the right candidate, because you got to meet these certain requirements to become a police officer. So it's like, can we just reprimand them or do this, that, and the other, keep them around a little longer, because I'm manpower. And that's where, and that's why that maybe that kind of stuff gets overlooked, because they saying we don't have 200 recruits that's coming out next month. We may got 5.
And I understand all that. But you keep an officer like the guy that Neil done Floyd's nigga around, pay for it in the long
Oh yeah,
run.
you pay for it in the long run.
And also, here's another thing. What has to stop happening is, okay, let's say Corey, me and Corey went to high school together. Now, during high school, Corey used to get beat up on a weekly basis. He got his ass chunked. He wasn't shit. But now,
Hey, but for the record, we didn't go to high
you
school.
can go to high school.
For the record.
But I'm saying, but now Corey, they got hired by the police department. And even me and Corey personally have had a verbal run-in or two. Now Corey get envious. Oh, I got this badge. I'm finna go fuck with Anthony. I'm finna go fuck with Ant. Cause see now I know I got an upper hand. That shit, you cannot
majority-
tell me you ain't seen it, cause I know you know something. You know
I'm gonna tell you
something.
something.
You know something.
But
I know
I can't go on the record and say I've never had nobody I went to school with pull me over.
No, maybe not pulled you over.
I never had that issue.
But the answer to hit on what you're saying is, now you got to think of majority of white officers have never dealt with an urban environment. day in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't even just white ones.
Y'all not wait, because I have not yet heard a black guy shooting a white guy or choking him out or doing anything.
No, I didn't.
So therefore, but what I see, and I mean, majority of the shootings is more a fear factor than it is anything, because you got majority whites. If you was raised in a white predominant neighborhood, went to all white school, went to all white college, and the only race that you really been involved in or intertwined with is whites. You get a police officer and go through academy, do everything that they do. Guess what they finna throw him? In an urban environment. Now, his views on urban environment can be just what he sees on TV, what he sees on the news. All Mexicans are dope dealers and gangbangers. Anybody that live in the trailer is a meth head and crackhead. And all blacks are just they thieves and murderers and robbers. Their views on what they see has drilled into their head on what their views are, what they see, and never been around blacks. It's like for me, if I've been around whites, my whole view of whites is totally different. Why? Because I've been around whites. I went to school with them, or one of my best friends, we skateboard or whatever. I dated his sister, or, as a black person, my views as far as whites, all whites ain't racist. But you have been around whites. Your thing is all whites are racist.
Yeah.
So it's what we introduce ourselves and what we thought, the myth that we thought in that it get introduced to changes our perception of people. If you got a predominantly white, I think more training as far as dealing with different races should be for a training for police officers. You know what I'm saying? It should be introduced to, dealing with low income as far as high income. These police officers should be mixed up. You shouldn't work the same area always. Mix it up. Change them out. If you at this district for 6 months, you go to the next district for 6 months. Another district. Because the simple fact, when you get a change of environment, your attitude and your perception of everything changes also. They shouldn't get just stuck in that one straight tunnel of what they're dealing with and how they deal with stuff. It changes their views on how.
Yeah, because you're gonna always have to encounter a different entity.
I got a text that says,
on
how
a
can
different
you
aspect.
get more people to vote in order to bring about change? As blacks, we just get it. We have to get out and vote and get these young people to understand the moment you're able of age to vote. Look at you can't hide from it because you're on social media. You know what's going on. You're watching TV. You hear other people talk. So it's not like you're not aware of what's going on. It's just as blacks, a lot of blacks have always picked the back of the bus. If I'm not seen, then nobody can say I did this or did that or put me in the forefront. I think everybody, as young people, we gotta get out and vote. Old people gotta get out and vote. It's the way to express your opinion without getting your hands dirty. That's how I see it.
Well, that question.
What you think, Daniel? You're a young person.
Younger.
I feel like it's just basically getting the lazy people out and just going to actually vote. Like the people who actually loved Barack Obama when they got elected. I remember being in college hearing it on the news at night that he was the new president at the time. It was like, man, the whole TSU campus went crazy, running everything. We finally got a black president. So it was just about, and I felt good that I was able to actually put my input and make a stance on actually voting him in. Like that was such a landmark in my lifetime to actually see that. Being, had I been, like we got ancestors and grandmothers, they ain't never seen, think that would happen. But all of it comes down to a boiling just, hey, get beside yourself. This is a movement to something new. What's next? A woman president? You just never know. Anything is possible. You just gotta make changes.
What shit? Everybody shit.
Yeah,
Everybody else fuck up. Black guy.
What was talking about?
Here's the deal, though, and we laugh and joke about it, but getting black younger blacks to vote begins at home. It begins with the black parents, teaching their kids the value of the vote, teaching them the history on how they couldn't vote,
Yeah.
and how their ancestors couldn't vote, and the bloodshed behind them being able to cast their vote. That's first and foremost. Second of all, we don't need leaders that show up after something has happened. We need leaders to go ahead and do it right now. Because see, when Barack Obama got elected, we had this thing called Rock the Vote. That's when
right.
Sean Combs and everybody and their mama was urging us to go vote.
Yeah.
They should be urging us to go vote
Now,
Right
24/7.
Yeah.
24/7, 365. Because again, the powers that be anticipate that majority than half of us that are eligible to vote ain't going to do it. But it starts at home. It starts with you teaching your kids on why it's important to vote.
Yeah.
And I'm
Now, let me jump in real quick. Now, that question, it asks specifically, how do you get more of us to, I guess, be more encouraged
How
to
can you
vote?
get more
How
people
can
to
you
vote
get more
in order
people
to bring
to
about
vote?
change?
I mean, now, we gotta set up blocks where we got more voting ranges in our areas. Or, I mean, get whatever buses they need to pick up people to take them to the voting polls. Or whatever, however to do the Uber system. Or whatever you need to do, well, I'm going to express. Hey, I'm going to vote. Y'all need a ride. Talk to your people. When you go vote, take 6, 7, 8 people with you. Make 3, 4 trips if you need to. It
ain't hard to get it right. You going to the club, goddamn, you find a way to get to the club.
Exactly.
I mean, it's all about the desire of that person that want to vote.
You're right. The desire has to be there. That has to be the lit fire. And the kid, how can you help light that fire? How can you help keep that ignition lit up, ready to go?
That's
Look,
easy. Hey, have you voted today?
Hey, shit, I'm on my way. Come on and roll with me. Hey, look, I'm gonna pull this side of the skateboard, you pull the other. Whatever that entity
But
is.
just like he was saying, it takes all of us to initiate that and talk to people that talk to your kids. I talk to my kid. He talked to his kid.
And that's answering that
He
question.
talked to his nephew.
And that's answering that question is how. Hey Corey, man, I appreciate you encouraging me to vote. Guess what? I'm finna go tell Daniel. Daniel, come on, man, let's go vote. Daniel, go get your sister Candace and the rest of her Zetas and whatever. Y'all come on, let's go vote. Whatever. I mean, I just had to throw that out there. But I'm just saying, you know, the enthusiasm, it has to keep trickling down.
But just like he said, we got to be the ones to be the song, the scene for people to hear.
And keep pushing
and then
it
it
forward.
motivates them to go forward.
not to switch it up. I've been wanting to ask this for a long time. So I just give y'all time, man. It's my time now.
Here we go. Here we go.
I agree earlier with Zilla, man, but it's like, what about, you don't have to worry about the police, not only the police, but also business managers, blue collars, because a certain situation when Black Youngster went to his bank, Wells Fargo, this man agreed and accessed him to his $100,000 so he can buy him a Beamer, whatever he wanted to buy. But when he come by with a duffel bag, he saw police pointing at him or whoever they was talking with, they came over and had him in handcuffs on the ground. One of them was smiling, laughing in the picture or whatever. Like, what's up with that? Like, you not only got to worry about the police, but you have to worry about white collar.
Because you know why? As blacks, especially black men, I understand you want to do what you want to do. You want to do it the way you want to do it. You want to do it the way you feel comfortable with. But we always got to be mindful of how it perceives us to be, how we're doing it. He came out with there with a duffel bag, right?
Yeah.
Why a duffel bag?
Mm.
Why a suitcase? Why money transfer?
Well, he like to deal with cash.
I understand that, but still and yet, it's the perception of how it looked to people.
But the perception is this.
We
He
haven't
banked
got
with-
to that
he-
point.
he
It's just
banked-
it's
he
just
banked
okay.
with that bank.
That's just
Uh-huh.
bank.
That
His
bank
account,
gave him that
everything.
money. He didn't jump through no vault.
Right.
He didn't run over no teller.
He
Right.
ain't
They
passed
knew
no
exactly
notes
what
or
they was
nothing.
doing when they gave him the money.
And knew
For
who
them
he
to go
was.
behind that and hit the button, that's low down. That's bad business.
Mhm.
And if he wanted his money in cash, he can get his money in cash.
Right.
It's just the way it is. If he wanted to carry it out like this here, he could carry it out like this. It's his.
I understand that, but
So
we haven't
what
got
was
to
the,
that
what was the
point
purpose
yet.
of them calling the police? Why did they call the police?
I feel like it was just his personal vendetta against.
Because it was
I
a black
can't
guy
believe-
getting that much money out.
Pretty much, he's doing good for himself. It just shows you that don't matter what economy class you're in, you can be regular Joe
Yeah,
or a
but
superstar.
but see, as that's what I'm saying. We haven't got to that point where we just do what we want to do.
And that,
We haven't got to that
But see,
point.
there is-
So that's why we have to be careful of how we do certain
Ah,
things. We can still do
telling
the
us-
same
You
thing.
telling us to run scared, bro.
I ain't
That
saying run scared.
That ain't
I ain't
it.
saying run
You know what I mean?
scared.
So the thing about this, okay, a white guy can go there and get his duffel bag, but we ain't got there yet.
Mhm.
That don't sound too cool to me. That don't sound right to me.
I know it don't sound right, but that's what the world we
You know what I
live
mean?
in.
And that's why we gotta change
Just like
the word.
if
That's
if I was to walk down the street with an AR, and another guy walking round the next block with the same AR, who they gonna pull over?
It's more than likely you.
Right.
But why?
Because it's just how it is.
It ain't how it
That's
is.
how
It's
they
the color.
see
It
everything.
ain't how it
It's-
is. It's the color of your skin, man.
Of
Young
course,
man.
But
the color is
How
you
you,
skin, young man?
okay, you walking down the street with an AR-15, Billy got an AR-15. How many mass murders has Billy culture done versus
But the thing is, they
Raheem
don't know.
culture?
They don't know.
How
But
what
that's
you
what
mean, how
I'm
they don't
saying.
know?
We have,
History show
we
that.
have to go through the steps to make those kind of changes.
History
We can't
has
do it right
shown
now.
Didn't make
Billy
it.
Neal
we been going-
culture done did 800 darn mass shootings versus Raheem culture ain't did but maybe one, and that ain't even been proven.
Listen to
We
me.
done
I can care
100
less
mass
about.
murders.
I
You
care
be-
less.
I'm just saying.
I care less about the mass murders and all that. I'm saying to you, as a grown black man that pays his taxes, I want the same rights that the others are getting.
Right.
Exactly.
But that comes with change. That comes with progress within ourselves
Man,
and
we've
our,
been here for
and our
over 400
voting.
years. When is
our
that
voting.
change coming?
Because when we start making that change,
Man, we already got to work twice as harder than the normal, like the average white Joe.
and we would get there as long as we start voting, protesting like we're doing, letting our voices be heard, putting people that can carry those voices and put it to paper, put it to law. Until we get to those points, we have to push for that. But at the same time, we got to maintain the pace.
Martin Luther King walked, Malcolm X told it. Which one?
Both.
Hmm.
And that's the thing. You gotta have both. I'm not saying.
And on that note,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us. With
Hey, thank you for
Real
another
Men, Real Talk.
episode. Hey, tune in next week. We'll carry it on. And hey, always reach out to us. Hit us up on 615-455-8214 with your comments and your questions. Hey, we love you. Stay black, stay strong. Vote when it comes about. Vote.
Get your ass out.
Don't stop.
Much
Real
love.
Men, Real Talk.